What's up, CNZ Cinemas? This is Zach. No Carlton this time. The video we're doing is just my thing. I am wearing this hat for a reason. There it is again. The Flash television series. I am a Flash nut. I have been since age 6. It's just my thing, The Flash. I know more about him than I do about any other comic book superhero. And the TV show, which was announced last summer that they're making on the CW, has just been... I've been all into that. It's so cool, so cool, so cool, so cool. So I'm going to talk about that. So as I said, Flash fan. Boom. 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 I have an entire box for The Flash alone. And recently there have been some crazy developments with the show. First and foremost, the development that was just made this week, the release of the full costume. Now I will admit, at first I had to get adjusted to it. It was very different from the traditional style that we are all used to, but that's because that sort of thing does not translate well. Like, if you do it exactly like the source material, it's not going to translate well onto the big screen. So, you got to make some adaptations, and I think they made some good ones. It definitely looks more conservative. It definitely looks runnable. You can't tell, but my legs are moving in a running formation. I like the change to the insignia, actually. Just like the brighter red in the center. That was cool. I just kind of like that. They have belt buckles like that. I'm totally going to buy one. So that is the most recent stuff. They've also released some set photos in which we mainly saw Grant Gustin moving around in the suit, which was awesome. That was cool. Even though he had a few derp faces. He really did. I love Grant Gustin as the Flash, as an actor, but he had some dirt moments in those pictures. Anyway, so that happened with those pictures. And we also saw, like, Iris West. I can't remember. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not really good at remembering actors' names, so I'm going to have some trouble with that. But we did see the actress who's playing Iris West. We saw her. Also, can I just point out, I'm just doing a whole overview of the Flash series, what we've known so far, since I've been way behind on making this video. Can I point out, some people, like, I don't want to say they're upset by it, but they're, like, a little confused by, like, by the race switch with the West. Like, in the comics, the West family is, they're white, and the actors that they have gotten to play Detective West and Iris West, Detective West being Iris West's father, the actors that they've gotten are black. And that's just sort of a why not kind of thing. Like, I'll admit, like, that sort of caught me off guard just because it's such a deviation from the source. It's not such a deviation. It's just different. Like I said, Flash fan, I have this picture of what Iris West looks like in my mind. So seeing that change was different. That's all it is. It's different. And that's just sort of a why not kind of thing, you know? Whatever. So we saw her, and we just saw this little sign that said Central City Plaza, which was just kind of cool. So yeah, Central City. Oh, I can't get over this stuff. I went so hyper when Grant Gustin as Barry Allen was introduced in those 2 episodes of Arrow in the mid-season finale when we saw the lightning strike Grant Gustin. That was the coolest thing ever. It was so awesome. I love watching that. I watch it on the internet all the time. So we saw that, and now they're making the pilot now. Characters. Let's talk characters. They have an actor and an actress. The actor to play, I can't get over this, Eddie Thawne. Just Eddie Thawne. For those of you that don't know why that's so funny to me, the Reverse Flash, is named Eobard Thawne. Eobard, I know, weird name. He's from the 25th century. Eobard Thawne. So, clearly we're seeing Reverse Flash. We knew that we were going to see Reverse Flash from Arrow when Barry talked about the death of his mother. How, like, oh, this blur just came in, and in that blur I saw a man. We knew that was Reverse Flash. Oh, source material, I love it. So, just Eddie Thawne. I can't get over that. And then they got an actress to play Caitlin Snow, I think, is the character's name, a.k.a. Killer Frost, which was weird, I thought. Because Killer Frost is predominantly a Firestorm villain. So I just thought that was a little strange. Like, maybe she's sort of like a filler for Captain Cold until they actually bring in Captain Cold and the other rogues. I don't know. I just thought it was sort of weird, like, just throwing Killer Frost in there. Whatever. Cisco Ramon, a.k.a. Vibe, is going to be in there. They have an actor to play him. Which is interesting, because in the New 52, they have sort of, had Cisco Ramon being kind of like, his powers are sort of like come from a similar place as the Flash. Like, he can, like, feel that interdimensional vibrational energy. So that's interesting that they're sort of going to make him the sidekick, or the first sidekick anyway. I assume at some point we are going to see some variation of Wally West. Maybe not even in the first season, but just eventually it's going to happen, just because it's Wally West. He's the third Flash. You're not going to not see him. Speaking of Flash incarnations, huge rumors. We know that John Wesley Shipp, who, if you don't know, John Wesley Shipp played the Flash back in 1990. Sorry, my face, the lighting. Back in 1990, there was a Flash television series, reversed from the camera. Back in 1990, there was a Flash television series, and John Wesley Shipp played Barry Allen. Only lasted for one season, but he is still the only person to play the Flash live on screen. So it makes sense that they would bring him in for the show, even if just for the pilot. A lot of rumors saying that he is going to be Jay Garrick, which would work in a couple different ways, because it's kind of funny. Jay Garrick sort of when they meet, Jay Garrick sort of like teaches Barry Allen. He doesn't teach him how to be the Flash. Barry Allen is his own Flash, but he's sort of like, it's sort of like first generation passing on to the second generation, which is exactly what John Wesley Shipp would be doing for Grant Gustin. So it kind of works on multiple levels. That's just fun. That's just fun. What's his name? Played the older brother on Scrubs. I can't remember his name. Carlton is going to do the editing. He'll add some subtitles under here for like names of actors / actresses. He is going to be playing the guy who played the older brother on Scrubs. He is going to be in the show as a physicist. I can't remember his character's name. He's going to be a physicist. This character has not existed in the comics. I looked it up. He has not existed in the comics. So I'm assuming Barry is going to like go to him since he's a physicist. I'm assuming Barry's going to maybe try to find him to like get a sense of his powers, you know, get a handle on things, which would make sense. You know, if I'm running at super speeds, I'm gonna go find a scientist. So yeah. Oh, I'm so psyched for this show. The set photos look so cool of Grant Gustin, and I just can't wait to see what they do with it. So far, it's been good. It's from the same people who made Arrow, so I'm very optimistic. Arrow has been a smash hit so far. So as a spin-off, as its own show, as a spin-off, with the same writers and people, I think that's going to be great. I think it's going to be a good show. I'm very optimistic. Grant Gustin did amazing as Barry Allen in the first two episodes that he's been on Arrow, so I'm so optimistic. My one concern, though, I will say my one concern, and if by some miracle the writers of the show see this, think about this. In the past, the Rogues. In the past, when the Rogues have been on television, which has only been on, like, the Justice League cartoon, and in, like, the Young Justice cartoon, we even saw Captain Cold. In the past, the Rogues, right there. These are the Rogues that I'm talking about. The main Rogues team is usually, right now in the New 52, it's Captain Cold, Mirror Master, Heat Wave, Weather Wizard, Golden Glider, and the Trickster. Now, usually, except for Golden Glider, those four, Mirror Master, Weather Wizard, Heat Wave, and Captain Cold, are the four members of the Rogues that always remain constant. The Trickster is also usually in there every now and again, and then Golden Glider's in there for the New 52. But my point is, for the Rogues, in the past when they've been on television, they've been portrayed as your common bad guys. Just your common supervillains. You know, we're after the world, we're going to take over the city. No. That's not who they are. I'm going to say this. I have a deep respect for the Rogues are my favorite supervillains, like the Flash is my favorite superhero. And I think that's because they're the closest thing to not being supervillains that supervillains can be. They live in the gray area. They are thieves. They steal money, they steal jewels, they steal things. But they have rules, they have a code. They don't kill unless it's absolutely necessary. They do their best, like, not to make these jobs personal. And moreover, and here's what I hope that the writers get in the show, the rogues as villains, like, they're not just a team of villains, they're like a family. Like, that sounds weird for supervillains, and it sounds weird for me to sort of be defending that, but they treat each other like family. They look out for each other. They care about each other. And I just think never has that been done whenever the rogues have been on the cartoon shows. So I just hope that for this live-action Flash television show, when they introduce the rogues as a group, that we see that sort of family dynamic. Like, they care about each other. They're not just like these heartless criminals. They do care about each other. And to an extent, they care about other people. Like, they will steal from you, but they won't kill you unless, like, you try to kill them, I guess, if that, like, makes any sense. So I just hope I just think that would be an interesting dynamic for the show. And it's such an important part of the rogues, like, as, I'm looking over at the comic books, you can't see that, of the rogues as characters, as a team, and it would be interesting, I think, for Grant Gustin as the Flash to fight the rogues, see them as these common criminals, and then as over time, maybe see that gray area, maybe wonder, like, maybe there's, like, some moral conflicts in there at some point. I just think that would be interesting. So, writers, think about that. Just think about that. That's what I hope. I hope that you don't just make them the common criminals, because that's a mistake. There's such a better story if you include those aspects. So, this is, my timer says 12 minutes. This is going to be a long video, so I hope you like The Flash. I hope you watch this. I've been meaning to make this video for a while, and the release of the set photos have just been so awesome for me. There's going to be time travel in the show. We already know that. I'm just wondering, like, I'm still going. I'm just wondering what other superheroes we're going to see. Because with The Flash comes superpowers. So maybe we'll see some of that in Arrow. Maybe not, probably not as much, but every now and again we'll see something. So superpowers. We're finally seeing superpowers in this universe. Oh, this is going to be so cool. Maybe we'll see Green Lantern. You know, if they have time travel and superpowers, why not space aliens? Why not? Green Lantern. Killer Frost is a predominantly Firestorm villain. Maybe we'll see Firestorm. Who knows? So, yeah, that is my video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you next time. Signing off.